start with the Collingwood Football Club, Sam, who are on a roll, 8 in a row, playing magnificent football, but still some drama behind the scenes and maybe, just maybe, another high-profile casualty.
That's right, Hutchie, potentially too. As you said, they're going through an unbelievable run, potentially making a case for top 4, and all the while, behind the scenes, considering making brutal calls on next year's list, and they're playing futures of Brodie Grundy and Jordan De Goey. Now, we know already that Jordan De Goey is unlikely to be at Collingwood next year. Clubs have become aware. In fact, Jordan himself has become aware that he's being shopped around, and he himself and his management have taken it upon themselves to start making their own calls to football clubs. I'd be shocked and amazed if Jordan De Goey isn't playing for either Geelong or St Kilda next year. But the Brodie Grundy one is now the worst kept secret in football. He's got 5 years left on a deal worth $1 million a season. We know what the circumstances surrounding how good a form he was in when he signed that deal. And clubs now believe and are being told that he's very gettable. Now, this isn't...
Have they told him that?
No. They've been very open and upfront with both Brodie and his management that they're not sure yet. They're clearly waiting to see what, if any, offers come. He's obviously on a big pay packet. The South Australian offers were there a couple of years ago from the Adelaide Football Club, Cornsey, which you spoke to in detail at the time. Those same offers aren't there as we speak right now. That doesn't mean they won't come. I'm not saying that Brodie Grundy's not going to be at Collingwood next year, Craig. In fact, I think he's probably more likely to stay simply because of the deal that he's on. And
is that his preference?
It is his preference. He's very happy in Victoria. And this is not the same fire sale that saw Adam Treloar and Jayden Stevenson, among others, leave Collingwood a couple of seasons ago. And we know what happened with Nathan Buckley there. But this is Collingwood trying to balance a salary cap, Hutchie, to put themselves in the best position to win a flag in the next few years.
Why do you say it's not a fire sale? He's got 5 years left at $5 million. How could it
because
not be a fire
Collingwood
sale?
would sit here tonight, Kane, and say that he's staying as a contracted player. We want him to stay. But they are absolutely open to and listening to offers for him.
And they've told him that?
He's aware of that situation.
Wow. It's a stunning buyer's remorse this early into a 7-year deal, isn't it?
It is, and I hope for Brodie, I hope he can get back to be the number 1 ruckman at some point. I don't think there's any reason why he can't. I still have faith he can do that. The Jordan De Goey one's interesting, though, if how his body language and how a player deals with that. When they've got, hopefully, a prelim to play in Collingwood, that's how well they're travelling, what a distraction it could potentially be, Kane, for the rest of the season.
And whether he needs to earn his place back into that side. He's played 1 game since he went to Bali. That was a poor game. He had the quad issue. Now, whether he has to go back to the VFL and whether he'd be open to that. But if I was Brodie Grundy, the advice would be to stay. You're at one of the biggest clubs in the land with the best brand. You're at a team that is absolutely flying. They've committed 7 years to you, so dig your heels in and stay. And there's no way that they can possibly force him out.
What if an offer came from Adelaide?
Well, he'd have to look at that. But why would you want to go and play for the Adelaide Crows?
I agree with you, absolutely.
But it'd need to be... Collingwood have to pay $300 minimum, aren't they, in that deal?
I don't think they're going to do that,
yeah.
Craig. They're already doing that with Adam Treloar. They're not going to see...
They're not getting him out clean. If they are contemplating, as you say, an offer for him,
which
they're having to put some money towards it.
If they can get the 2 out, can they afford to get anybody in, or that is to...
Well, absolutely. I mean, they're already heavily looking into Tim Taranto at GWS, who's been offered a contract at less than what he's currently earning, so it's hard to see him remaining at Greater Western Sydney. They want another inside bull midfielder to help feed it out to the run and carry of the Dacosses that we saw on the weekend from half back. It's that simple.
And just very quickly, are you saying that Jordan De Goey is personally now shopping himself?
I think Jordan De Goey and his management are now taking it upon themselves to speak to clubs of their preference as to where he would like to play next year.
And St Kilda just leaves me feeling nervous for them if that one goes wrong.
Why do you say that, Lloydie? I mean, he's a good player at his best.
Yeah, well, so was Dan Hanbury. I mean, how many players is St Kilda going to tip into and continue to ignore the draft? It's a massive risk.
I think their argument would be that given they're not one of the big clubs that don't come with its own gravitas, they need to keep poaching these players to keep their relevance inside the top 8.